Hello everyone, it's Alessandra here. Welcome back, whether it's your first time or you're coming back, and I'm very grateful. Today I want to talk about gratitude and how gratitude is actually the stepping stone towards achieving connection with God, but also the divine grace and the abundance that comes from it. We sometimes stumble around being grateful and we pay attention to what instead is missing in our lives, expecting something else to happen. But it's really about sending out that space, that sense of gratitude in this moment for what it is that you truly have in your life. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. It's from the small things that sort of energy of gratitude, because we are energy beepers, so we're beeping out energy all the time. What we're doing is we're sending out that beep of gratitude, and then what happens is it will attach to all the other beeps of gratitude and bring back. So sometimes people say, but I'm always grateful and I'm always doing this and I'm always doing that. But we're expecting things from that, from saying it. Just say it. Walk out of the house in the morning and just say thank you to everything, no matter what it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Even silently in your own mind. And then feel it within you, how it shifts the energy by just saying thank you. Because if you do it often enough, it then becomes something that you automatically put into motion. And somehow then you will start seeing little miracles happen. Even in the darkest moment, there's like a flickering of light that shows up. Well, that's the result of your gratitude, of saying thank you. And it's also being grateful for what obviously the intentions you've put out there that you would like to see in your life. When you say when you say thank you, you're actually empowering it to come back quicker and better. So I think that on the flow of that gratitude and, just doing it, going out and saying thank you to everything, what will happen is you will see that your life will shift. There will be a shift, even if you don't believe in it and you just give it a go. There will be a shift because everything is energy, and the energy of gratitude can only bring back things to be grateful for. And I think that on the basis of that, I'm going to see what energy comes through with the cards. And I'm using the John Holland cards today, just to keep going with these for a bit more. I don't know why, it keeps calling me, so I'm going to use them. I'm just going to pick a card, just one, see what comes through. Helpless and hopeless. Okay, so how do we interpret this with what I was saying about gratitude? Well, quite easily, helpless and hopeless is what we're all feeling. And so, we're looking at the world and we're thinking that things won't change and that there's no hope. And we're also feeling helpless because we don't know what to do. How do we change it? How do we shift it? Well, see, the thing is that very easily, when we start shifting our energy around it and no longer place attention to what is not working, so the hopeless and helpless is because we are looking at what's not working and observing it. And as we observe it, we make it become bigger, rather than observing in another direction into a world that you may not feel is available yet. But if we change our perception and we change our observing, and we put in our observation only things that we want to see happen or that we believe are already here, that hopeless and helpless, they disappear. And that's the whole point of the creation, of the energy of the universe, of that infinite possibility in the quantum field. What we send out and as energy, what we observe, is what we bring back. So if we're feeling helpless and hopeless right now, we're obviously observing things that are not in our intentions, or at least the ones that we truly want to see, but we don't believe them, because otherwise we wouldn't be in this space. Now, sometimes it takes a bit, in this particular situation, it takes some time to get to a point where this hopeless and helpless shifts to a point where we have a tipping point and we go back to a better space. Now, does that mean it's going to take a very long time? It means that we need to start observing only what we want to truly see in our lives. So if we're in a dark spot and we continue to look at that dark spot, we're obviously not going to bring in any light. So if we want to see something different, we need to be able to observe it from this space in this moment. And that can be in any area of your life. So anything that you are observing, you are putting focus on, well, then it has to come back to you. So pay attention. Are you observing things and you're feeling hopeless and helpless? Or are you observing this card and saying, well, in this moment, I may be feeling that, but look, I've got the possibility to go and climb those two mountains there. And in between, there's a sun, and the pathway is already set out for me because there is a pathway set out on both sides. So I make a decision which one to take. But maybe it's also indicating to observe the one that you want most, as if you already have it, because you're going to start walking in that direction. So humanity, individually, I think we need to step back a bit and just pay attention what we are putting our focus on, our observation on, and then move in the direction that we truly want to go and take the path, even if it feels wobbly, even if it feels uncertain. Actually, more uncertain it is, and the more we can trust it without seeing, and the more it will come to us. Because when we work with the energy of the quantum field, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in Source, whether you believe in the Creator, there obviously is a field of infinite possibility that responds to us and is so in tune with our gratefulness. It is so in tune with what we say and believe in, even if we don't see, that it will give back to us what we are actually observing. So hopeless and helpless is just a warning to not stay there too long. And at the moment, we're staying in that hopeless and helpless for quite a while. So shifting is what we need to do. Shift. Individually or as a community, it's about shifting. I trust that either of these paths would work out so long as we go with that sense of gratitude and feeling empowered by the fact that we are observing not what we are leaving behind us, but simply we're observing the light in front of us, and that's the only thing we need to do. So I'm going to pick another card. I'm just going to see what else comes through, because that was interesting. And I hope that it resonates somewhere for you. Put these over here, because I usually tend to risk dropping everything. Refusing to see. Now, isn't that interesting? Okay, they actually do match together. See, again, we have a light right at the back behind the helmet, right? But we have a person, and there's a world behind it as well. So pay attention to what's behind him. But this person has put on a helmet, and the helmet is covering actually all this area. So the helmet is like not wanting to see that behind you there is something so amazing. There's a new world, there's a new earth, and it's being created for you. So we're refusing to see. What are we refusing to see? Well, we have the concept that we are unable to do anything about it. So what we're looking at it in front of us, we put down our vision so that we don't have to look into it. But at the same time, that helmet is keeping us away from seeing what is instead being created. But we're not helping it. That's why we're helpless and hopeless, because we're wearing that casket. We're wearing that helmet. It's like we're going to war instead of looking at the peace behind us and understanding that we're not actually in war unless we take that helmet off and start looking into the direction where there is everything happening. The two is also that concept of finding that peace within ourselves, finding unconditional love, finding unity. And the 8 of this card is saying, well, you need to make a choice, but you can dream as big as you want, but then you need to decide to walk the path in trust and not in helpless and hopeless. And then if you refuse to see the gifts that are given to you, if you refuse to see the possibilities that are ahead of you, then, not much we can do. So as a community, what are we doing? Are we actually focusing? Are we actually refusing to see the possibilities? Are we only seeing darkness? Are we only seeing that there are problems and challenges? Or do we think that we can actually take that helmet off and look behind us where there's a light. And the light can't shine in front of this person because it's not allowing it. So we have a choice to make right here. It seems very telling of what's going on. A lot of us are in fear and frazzled and feeling that we don't have any power. In actual fact, we have so much power that we wouldn't be holding on to this helmet and we would be going up one of those pathways already. Very powerful message for us today. I take it on board because when we allow fear, we allow anxiety, we allow powerlessness and helplessness, and we refuse to see that there are infinite possibilities in unity, in dreaming, then what we're doing is we're letting go of life. Or at least, I don't know about you, but I think that I'm going to take the helmet off and I'll take a path because that's the way that I live. Taking a path. And it doesn't really matter whether you wobble or not, but you're not going to avoid the wobble just by staying in that same position. You're not going to avoid the wobble just by staying with a helmet on. Actually, we need to sort of empower ourselves, create that unity and move forward. Take a road. Once we've taken it all together, we will find what we need. Everything will be taken care of for us. At the moment, it seems like we're refusing to see. We're refusing to accept. We're feeling like we don't have any power. And God is saying, well, the universe is saying, well, really, I gave it all to you, but you need to be willing to come to me and journey with me. Now, I do hope this has helped in a way or not. I do hope it's helped, not just in not, because sometimes the messages that come through are very strong because we're actually looking in the wrong direction or we're not wanting to see and we're feeling all that energy drained from us. But in reality, it's not being drained, we are allowing it. So I hope this allows you to reflect on it and it has helped you. It definitely always helps me, and I will see you next time.